Hi everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner Cross Stitch, and welcome to FlossTube number, 28. Oh my goodness. It's been a great week. We've been pretty busy. We needed to put new windows in our office, which is where I spend most of my day working, and we have kind of a big office, and my husband and I share it. We each have our computers in there, and then I have all of the stuff that I need. And we built our house about 26 years ago, and the windows in that room were just getting rotten. They were just horrible. So I've been telling my husband for a couple of years, we've got to get these windows replaced. So we arranged with somebody to come and do that this week, which meant we had to take all of the stuff out of there. And we had furniture that kind of wrapped around that was permanent and hooked together, kind of real office furniture. And we hadn't cleaned out back there for, let's see, we probably put the office furniture in there 22 years ago. So we're taking furniture apart and pulling it out, and it was so embarrassing. We had just piles of cat hair and dirt and papers that had fallen back there because you couldn't reach back behind anything and you couldn't pull the furniture out. And I knew it was really bad. I knew that there was cat hair and stuff back there, but oh my gosh, if anybody else had been in this house when we cleaned that, I would have just died of embarrassment. I even found a money order. Back when I first started, I used to take money orders from people, international orders, and that was kind of before all of the online payment got to be really easy. And people who ordered from Canada couldn't pay in US funds, couldn't write a US check, so they would send money orders. I found a money order for $3.50 from 2002. It's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness it wasn't for like $100, because I'm pretty sure I couldn't cash it anymore. So my husband did the majority of the work, and then he spent, but I helped, mostly sneezing and vacuuming. And then he got me set up. I have a back area that has a real old large desk in it that I use mostly to hold cross stitch books that haven't been filed and put away yet, but I use it to get things ready to ship and stuff like that. So we cleared all of that off, and he got me set up with that. And I'm going to show a picture of that. That's going to be part of my business talk this week. So that was a pretty big project, and they came Wednesday and put the new windows in, and now we have to get trim and stuff figured out. And that room has never been painted. It's still when you build a new house, you have a new house, it's just the drywall white. I mean, it's been, it doesn't show drywall tape and all of that, but it's never been painted. So we're going to paint and put new carpet in. And that means most of the furniture has just been scooted to the back of the office just to have enough room to get the windows put in. So once that's done, we're going to have to get all that furniture out. Plus, it has all my husband's photography supplies, and it has our elliptical and stuff. I don't know where it's going to go in the house, and we haven't even started looking at furniture. So we'll see how many months that takes to actually get around to finishing that project. So, but that was good. I'm glad we have new windows. They're going to hopefully let less cold air in, and they were just getting all water damaged, and they really looked horrible. The other thing I did this week is I took my dad for his cataract surgery checkup, and I just can't believe how miraculous cataract surgery is. He now has 20/15 vision. And that's he hardly even needs a glasses prescription. I'm like, I wish I had 20/15 vision. I used to have 20/20. I had LASIK surgery, in early 2000s, and that got me from just horrible vision to 20/20, and I didn't wear glasses for years. But now that I've had my eye disease for the last 10 years or so, I've gone back to don't need glasses for sitting and talking to someone, or eating dinner or something like that. But I need him to watch TV or to drive and stuff. So still pretty fortunate, but I'm like, so my daughter calls grandpa this week. I had told her about the results of the cataract surgery, and she called him up. She goes, Grandpa, you could be a fighter pilot now. I know that was pretty funny because he's 87 years old, and my daughter has 20/20. I think she has 20/15 vision too without glasses, and she's been threatening to be an astronaut or something, and I'm like, no, 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 let's keep our feet on the ground. It's bad enough that she's skydived twice and stuff. And she's like, Grandpa, you could be a fighter pilot. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and she also let them know that she's going to come home and visit. So she lives in Huntsville, Alabama, and in a couple weeks she's going to be here for like a week to visit us. And unfortunately, that means she won't be coming home for Christmas. But as long as we get to see her for a week, that's all that matters. The other thing I did this week was had a massage. I've been wanting to have a massage ever since our bike ride got over, and so I booked a 90-minute massage, and I went in and with someone I hadn't had before, and it was a really good massage. But if you've had very many massages, you kind of get used to the pattern that they go and how much time it takes. And I'm laying there and I'm like, well, this feels really good, but man, he's moving really fast. And sure enough, pretty soon he's saying, well, your massage is over, and I had booked a 90-minute massage and I got an hour, a 60-minute massage. And I'm like, oh, bummer. But he realized his mistake when he went to check me out, and he's like, oh, I just saw that you booked a 90-minute massage. I'm so sorry. So, of course, just charged me for the 60, and that was fine. But I'm ready to book a 90-minute. I'm like, if you're not on the table 90 minutes, it's just almost not worth it. So, and I can't get my husband to get a massage. I keep telling him, you've got to get a massage. Once you do it, you're going to just love it. And he's like, no, nobody is touching my body. And I'm like, whatever, you're lost, because they're awesome. So I think that's about it. Oh, I need to, of course, pause the video because I forgot something. I need to get my stitching to show you how much I've got done. I'll be right back. Okay, so I was really hoping to be able to tell you guys that I finished this project this week, but I didn't. I actually didn't stitch as much during football as I wanted to, and the last couple nights I haven't stitched either. But this is the Sweeping Cobwebs by Prairie Schooler, and I'm doing it for the Halloween Stitch Along that's sponsored by Cobweb Corner. And I've filled in all the pumpkins. I finished the broom and the cobweb here. I got the eyes on the cats done. So all I really have left is there's just this tiny little bit of the moon and the border, and that's it. So I have got to just sit down and get this done and move on to the next thing. So that's really all I did stitchy wise, other than with my last wholesale order with Hoffman, I decided to order two packets of, these are Sullivan's, and they're the Sullivan's Easy Guide ball tip needle, and they only come 2 in a package. I've taken one out to use, and they have, if you haven't heard of them, they have, instead of having a point, even though cross stitch needles are usually dull, these have like a little tiny rounded ball on the end. And the idea is that it helps you not snag your fabric and to find the hole of the fabric easier. I'm stitching on 28 count, and I have to say there's a couple things I like and a couple things I don't like about this particular brand of needle, and I know there's other brands out there that I need to try. I think it definitely does find the right spot in your fabric easier. It's not, kind of, as you kind of move your needle along to try to get to the right spot, it's not snagging or catching at all. And it doesn't try to go through any part of your fabric that's not a bigger hole. So that part's easy. I think it also isn't snagging or splitting my thread as much. The difference that I found is it's quite a bit thicker than the needles I've been using. I've been using the, I'm going to say it wrong, the Bohin. It's Bohin. And I really like those. They are just so silky smooth when going through fabric. But I was finding that I was bending them a lot. And I was bending them when I was threading. I do the threading method where you fold your floss over the eye of the needle and then hold it real tight and then put it through. And I pretty much after every project, and if it's a large project, even maybe halfway through, I would have to get a new needle. So this one is much thicker. I don't think it's ever going to bend. It's also longer than the needles I've been using. And I didn't measure it, but I would say it's 2 inches long. I don't know if it says on here or not. So it's just a little bit more, I don't know. It's just different. So I haven't quite decided. I'm gonna keep stitching with it for a while. If you use these, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm debating about carrying them in my shop or not. They've kind of been a fad lately, and I want to use it a little bit longer before I decide whether to carry them in my shop. If you wish I'd carry them in my shop, then let me know in the comments below. And if you've used them, or if you've used another brand that's similar, I'm assuming there are other brands. I don't know if this is a patent thing. But you can kind of see if you can get an idea that shows the little ball on the end right here. And it's definitely, that's enlarged. It's really very small. So I guess I kind of like them is my final assessment. That's it for stitchy news. I didn't get any stitchy mail. I didn't get any wholesale orders or anything like that. I actually need to stop ordering for a while. But that's a different topic. So let's do the giveaway. The giveaway was a bigger one this week because we reached 400 subscribers. So I'm giving away 2 things that were never claimed in the past. And one of them was a combination giveaway of this chart by Cross-Eyed Cricket called Orange and Black, and this project bag that my friend made. And then another giveaway was Baba Little Sheep by Shepherd's Bush, and it came with a little button of a sheep. And then I also threw in a Zappy Dots needle minder. So all of that, and the question to answer was that, and I got a lot of comments and funny responses on this one. I explained the wave that we have, the one finger and sometimes a whole hand wave, when we see people on like a county road. And quite a few people said that they have something very similar. And other people were like, yeah, I've never heard of that. And other people said, well, we live in the city and you just don't do that. So the winner was Jaslyn Shearer. And she said that she lives in Pennsylvania, and they have do the hand wave when passing on the road. And she feels like it's a nice way to briefly connect with a stranger. And I guess that's kind of the way I feel too. It's just like it's almost bad manners if you're on a lonely road and somebody's coming down the road and you don't do the little wave. So I'm pretty sure I have your address. I will verify with you, but I'll get that in the mail in the next day or two. So I have a fun announcement for our business. Last week I said that I was thinking about having another stitch along. The Halloween stitch along with the sweeping cobwebs is pretty much wrapping up. Lots of people are finishes. We're not going to close the Facebook group. The support and sharing is going to continue until everybody stops sharing. So that'll stay open. But now we're starting. We've officially announced the Bewitching Pixies stitch along. And the Bewitching Pixies is a special series of designs by Nora Corbett, which is, she designs for Mirabilia, but these were designed specifically for Witchell. And there are 12, is it 10 or 12? I think it's 12 designs in the series. At the end of this video, I'm going to do a slideshow that'll show you all of the Bewitching Pixies in the series. Down below is a link to the Bewitching Pixies Facebook group. It's a closed group, and you can join if you want to stitch along with us, and you can pick any of the Bewitching Pixies that you want to stitch. Now, I've had one person say that they don't celebrate Halloween, and they wanted to know if they could do one of the other Pixies by Nora Corbett, and she also did a Black Forest, is it Black Forest Pixies series, and I said sure, they could also pick out one of those. So there might be a one or two or three of those in there too, but we're concentrating on the Bewitching Pixies. We have 19 members already, but only a couple people have posted which ones they're going to stitch. All of the Pixies models were stitched on Milk Chocolate by Witchell, and I can order that fabric for you. That information is in the Facebook group as far as pricing and different options for different sizes. There's also a supply list. There's a link to every single one of the Pixies. There's a picture of each Pixie in the Facebook group with and if you click on that, it'll take you to our website, and then there's a tab for supplies and more information, and it will have the list of threads needed. I think all of them are done in DMC floss. And then all of them but one has an embellishment pack, and those are also available for purchase with the Mill Hill beads and any Mill Hill treasures that are required. The one that doesn't have an embellishment pack only uses one color of Mill Hill beads, and I can order those too. So you can go on, if you already have them in stock or you want to purchase them elsewhere, that's fine. You don't need to purchase them from Cobweb Corner, but I'm really hoping we can get at least one person stitching each of the having a representation of all of the Pixies in the series so we can see them stitched. I think that would be a lot of fun. The start date is going to be probably December 1st, maybe right after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. So join as soon as you can if you're interested. And of course you can join after the start date if you want. And we would really, it's just a lot of fun to see other people stitching and how they change things up and the different fabrics they use. And I'm really hoping to see a good representation of the different Pixies being stitched. Also, I'll put a link below. Helen D has a FlossTube channel, and she is going to be talking about the Bewitching Pixies stitch along in the next week or two, and she will be giving away 2 of the Bewitching Pixie charts. So that'll happen relatively soon. I'll put a link to her FlossTube channel below, and if you subscribe to her channel, hopefully you can get on the one where she offers those as a giveaway. She has a great FlossTube channel, and I'm just really happy to work with her. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I really hope you'll consider, if those are something you've been thinking about stitching at all, I hope you'll consider joining us. The business topic today, I tell you, I had a hard time coming up with things to talk about. I have some issues that I can talk about, you know, as far as the cash flow of a business and things when things go wrong, but I'm debating on whether I want to talk about all that kind of stuff, but I don't want my video to sound like a woe is me, you know, buy for me please type of video. That's not my intent at all. So I got to think about that a little bit. Basically I've been overbuying inventory, and I'll go into that at some point and talk about that, but I got to figure out how to do it without sounding all like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want to be like that. It's not like that, and I don't want it to come across like that. So today I'm going to talk about this equipment I need to run my business, and I'm going to insert it's pretty basic. I'm going to insert a photo of my current desk setup, which has almost everything I need, and I'll put that in here. So what I use and what I need rely on a daily basis is of course my computer, and I have a large monitor, and I like the large monitor because I often have multiple windows open at once. I might have my database that holds all my inventory open next to my administration panel for my storefront, and sometimes I have 4 windows open at a time, trying to move photos around and look at different things and compare things. So I really like having the large monitor. The other thing that you saw on the left-hand part of the, I hope it shows on your left, was a scanner. And the scanner, I scan the cover of every single thing that I list. And in the last 20 years, I have scanned almost 22,000 covers of books. I mean, I'm like, I can't even believe it. I'm on my 3rd scanner, and the one that's sitting there makes this horrendous noise when it scans. It's been doing it for a number of months now, and it's just this work. I think I paid $69 for it years ago. Scanners really aren't that expensive, but nowadays it's like this all-in-one. Get this printer and a scanner, and I don't know if people fax anymore or what. And all I need is just a good scanner. And so when I am entering inventory in, I open up my database, I enter all of the information about the item, and it's a little bit more complicated than a standard store because I can have the same item in 3 or 4 different conditions because I sell things that came from stores that went out of business, and I sell pre-owned in addition to buying directly from wholesale distributors. So I might have one item that's in really poor condition, and which I don't even take those anymore, but I might have one that has is pre-owned. It has, maybe some shelfware or something like that, and then I have some that are brand new. So I have to go in and describe the condition of every item. And if you ever shop with us, always read the condition. Open up, don't just immediately add something to your cart. Open it up, and in red print under the description area will be the condition of the item that you're purchasing. And I'm very, very good about explaining exactly what the condition is. So I'm probably going to have to get a 4th scanner. I don't know how many people have scanned almost 22,000 things in the past, but it's just crazy. So the other special equipment I have is a Dymo label printer, and I just got that a couple of years ago. And before I would have, I print out, before when I first started, I would print out my shipping labels on just regular paper and tape them onto my package. Then I got adhesive shipping labels, and I would put those into the special tray of my printer. And so every time I needed to print a label for a package, I would open up the tray, put the labels in there, and then print those and then take them out. So I was constantly kind of going back and forth, and sometimes I'd put them in upside down and everything. Well, about 3 years ago, I finally bought the Dymo printer. It's a standalone label printer, and I use that with, last time in my video I described my shipping program, and that shipping program is connected directly to that label printer, and it is so nice. They just print off. I tear it off and I put it on my package. So when you're working shipping 14 or 15 packages in a morning, it just saves so much time. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive. Everything's expensive, but the nice thing about the Dymo printer is it doesn't use ink. It's one of those thermal printers, so it uses special labels, so that doesn't run out of ink. My other printer, which was on the other right hand side of my computer monitor, is a laser printer, and that is, I think, I think my third, might be my second, but it might be our third laser printer. And over the years, the printer themselves isn't that expensive. It's the laser ones are a little bit more. It's black and white, and I use it to print all of my. So I print the orders out when they come into my store, and I print them out so I can see who they are, and then I enter in all the information, and I print out a working copy, and my working copy gives me the list of the items that you ordered in order by publisher and book number. So let's say you ordered 5 Prairie Schooler charts and 3 Imaginating charts. They aren't all mismatched. I can go right to the Prairie Schooler drawer, and they're in numerical order, and then I can go right to the Imaginating drawer. So it helps me fill the order faster. So I used that, and the biggest thing about that was, technology-wise, was the speed of the printer. Now, most large businesses are concerned with this printer can print 50 pages in a minute or whatever. And I didn't really care about that, because I print 1 or 2 pages at a time. I print your order when it comes in, process that order, go to the next order, process that order. And believe me, nobody has 50 pages worth of, sometimes a floss order can be 4 pages or something like that, but I'm rarely printing more than that. So my concern was, how fast is that first page print? And you wouldn't believe how much difference a couple of seconds makes when you're doing this every single day. So when I got my last printer, it went from where they had to send something to the printer, and I would wait like, okay, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and then it would start to print, and then it would come out pretty quick. And then I got this new printer, and it was like, I'd hit send to the printer, and it would be like I'd start to count, and then boom, it comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. I love this printer. I love this printer. And I would tell that to my husband for like a year. I'm like, I love this printer. It's so fast. And now I'm already like, God, I wonder if I could get a faster printer. So, which means I have lots of orders, but I think this one's gonna be fine. So that's printers are what they call, if you've gone to any kind of marketing class or business class, it's what they call the razor and razor blade marketing. I'm just trying to think of the word, marketing scheme or whatever. So it's the thing where you buy something, but in order to keep using it, you have to continually buy a replacement, in this case the ink. So you don't charge a lot for the printer, but then you charge a whole bunch for the ink. And it's the same for razor blades. They charge, maybe you get into this nice razor blade, men's razor blade system, but the blades are costing you $30 a month. So ink, unfortunately, my ink for the laser printer lasts a long time, but it costs about $220 whenever I need to replace the toner cartridge for that. The other thing that was on that picture was a scale, and was originally a shipping scale that I use for when I had stamps.com, and of course I weigh every package. I do all my shipping at home, like I explained in my last video, and I weigh every package that I ship. But in addition to that, I weigh every cross-stitch book or every cross-stitch chart pack, because I do shipping by weight. So when I enter in a new item into my database, I weigh it by how many ounces it weighs, and many of them are less than an ounce, or maybe, not literally less than an ounce. So I weigh it, convert it to I don't know. I have to take what the scale says. Like the scale will say 1.1 ounces, and then I have to convert that to pounds to enter it into my database. So I multiply that by 0.0265. So, and then that's how I get what percentage of a pound that is. And then I enter that into a field. And then when you are purchasing on my site, all of the weights of all of the items get added up, and that's how it determines what to charge you for shipping. And luckily, cross stitch is one of the lightest industries, especially nowadays. It used to be the leaflets were very sturdy and thick and could weigh quite a bit, but now they're in these tiny chart packs or flimsy paper, and they don't weigh much, which is not very good for stitching from them, but it's great when you have to ship them. So I use that scale every day. I use it for both entering inventory and shipping. The other thing that was on there was a calculator. Use that all the time. Figure out what I'm going to charge, what something weighs, just constant things. And I think that was it. If I think of something else, I will let you know. The other things that I have equipment wise that I didn't show is a color printer, and it's a regular inkjet printer. And I used to only use that with my own personal scrapbooking stuff, and then I would use it if I was making flyers for shows, when I did my jewelry shows and stuff like that. But now I have purchased the rights with Cross Stitch Wonders to sell and print their charts myself. So Cross Stitch Wonders, if you haven't checked them out, has some great quick to stitch and clever charts. And when you order those, I print those myself. So now I have a color printer to do that. And that's another one. The ink is so expensive. I think the printer literally costs like $59, but every time I have to change the ink, it's like $130. And color ink just depletes. Like I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to keep doing the printing myself thing, because if I do, I'm going to have to maybe get a color laser printer. So that ink is just a real nagging expense whenever it comes up. Other than that, I have my microphone here that I use for my FlossTube videos. And I also have a light tent and special lights to take photographs with. And I don't use that for the cross stitch side of my business. I use that for my jewelry side of my business. So that's about it. I can't think of anything else. Oh, the other things I use every single day are my iPad or tablet. I use Apple, iPad, and my iPhone. And those are actually, I write those off as business expenses because I use them every single day. I use them to check my mail, especially if I'm away from the house. I use it to do a lot of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Right now I'm using my iPad to record this video. So those types of things just get used every day. So it's not a lot. Most of the equipment that I use, it's not supplies type of things. It's mostly the electric equipment can fit on my desk, as you saw. And I just thought I'd give you an idea of some of the things that I need to run my business, and hope you like that. And again, I am soliciting ideas. What would you like to know about my business? I want to continue this segment, but truly I'm running out of ideas. So help me out, guys. Let me know what you'd like to hear, because I do get a lot of comments. I have so many people tell me that they really enjoy this segment of the video. So and I'm glad that you enjoy it. Okay, the giveaway for next week. So I think I want to stick with the Midwest theme and talk about some of the other things that were kind of cool growing up in a small Midwest town. I did grow up in town. My dad, although he grew up on a farm, we lived in a small town of about 4,500 people, but all of my cousins had farms, and we were the kind of family that whenever anybody, whether it was a baby or somebody 82 years old, had a birthday in this group of cousins on my dad's side, we went and celebrated their birthday. And it was a blast because we would go and all the cousins would play. The parents would, drink beer, play euchre, and then drive home. So yeah, that was different. I remember, winter nights, getting into the freezing cold car and driving home. And I used to think when I was little that driving 25, 30 minutes to my cousin's house was like this huge trip. but it was so much fun. But most of my cousins were farmers, and most of them were milk cows for a living. At least that would be maybe the major part of their farm. And growing up, all of my cousins named their cows. So all of my cousins had a cow named Carla. and it was like really cool. They had a Jeff cow, which is my brother, and a Eunice cow, which was my mom, and a Jim cow, which is my dad, and then all of the other cows too. So that was just one of the things growing up was getting to go to the farm and meet the Carla cow. So have you ever, the question for the giveaway this week is, are you a farm person, a small town person, a city person, a suburb person? How do you relate? And maybe you relate more to your roots when you grew up. I still consider myself a small town person. And actually right now I'm living in the country. So I never really got out, never have lived in a big city. And I'm not sure I would be comfortable doing that just because of the way I grew up. So what are your roots, and what do you prefer, and where are you living now? You don't have to say where, just say I'm a small town person, I'm a farmer, farm girl, farm boy, whatever. The giveaway for that question is this book. It's called Kathy Livingston's Cross Stitch Artistry. And I have had many copies of this book. I got, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 copies a long time ago from a store that went out of business. And it originally sold for $21.95. And I have had it on my site for so long and have only sold a few copies. And it is the most awesome book. It has, I'll show you some of the pictures. It has, I don't know how many, there's different designs are pear, apple, fruit tapestry, floral tapestry, water lilies, cheetah, lion family, giraffe, elephant, zebra, tiger, spring in bloom, summer garden, remember me, sampler, owls, and a few more. So here's a few of the designs. And I love these wildlife designs. There's a sampler. So that's just a few of them. It is a 96-page booklet. So that's the giveaway. Just answer below and I will draw that name next week when I do FlossTube number 29. So okay, for inventory this week, the design or publisher that I picked out for older designs is Indigo Rose, and I don't have a lot by them, but they're really pretty, and I need to do better scans and get better photos on my website because these haven't sold, and I think they're really pretty. So I'm just going to show you what I have in stock. These are by Catherine Strickler, Indigo Rose. This one is called A Lavender Work, and it's a good mix of black work stitching and cross stitch. I've got a few of those, and this one is Amethyst Bell Pull. And this one is so pretty. It's called Jasmine and Sapphires, number 4 in the Flowers and Gems series. Isn't that beautiful? And this one is called Margaret. I really like how she, didn't put the alphabet just all in one row, but kind of made the kind of columns. And this one's really cute. It's called Sundays, and it's got the moon with different or the sun with different faces. And this one is called Welcome Little Stranger. It's got the alphabet along the top and then room for a name and date. And this one's called Matthew's Stocking. Got a few of those. And the last one is USA Sampler. So those are all by Indigo Rose, a little bit older charts that you might not have seen, but they are really pretty. New inventory, I was continuing to enter in charts that I got from both Witchell and Hoffman. So this is some brand new things. I kind of went overboard, but I just keep seeing things and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. And I found this kind of series by Heritage Crafts that are super cute. This one is called The Leader. And get just to those. The Antagonist, I love this. A bird among the a cat among the birds. And I kind of like the eyes of some of the birds right by the cat going like, oh. And this one's called The Imposter, the dog among the cats. And I really like this one, Go Your Own Way. It's got the goldfish swimming against in the opposite direction of all the other kind of grumpy fish. So I thought those were really cute. And then this one is by Samsara. There's also some cute Samsara designs. This one's called 123 Stitch Street. This one's by Homespun Elegance, Delivering the Coffee Beans. And also by Homespun Elegance from the Merry Noel collection, Avery's Cycling Santa. And Witches Teaching Stitching. And from the Country Spirits collection, Hooray, It's a Snow Day. And this would be a great, I think this would be just a good chart to have out all winter, but it would also be a great teacher gift. And this is Joyous Faith. Then by Country Cottage Needleworks, we have Land of Liberty, Sweet Land of Liberty. And then I got this one just because it was, I thought it was so funny. It's Vickery Collection, The Llama Parade. And it's actually quite detailed. Look at the list of floss used in that chart. And another one by Samsara, Hearts Blossom the Day You Were Born. And it has room for name and date. But I think this could be not only for new baby, but also just for a friend. Just you could leave the name off and just have the saying. Or you could put the friend's name and date if you wanted to, but it doesn't necessarily have to be just for a new baby. I really like that one. And then this one I'm really excited about. This is from, Samsara Designs, and it's called Hope Blooms. It says, where flowers bloom, so does hope. And what is so unique about this design is it uses all 35 of the new DMC colors and only those. So it uses DMC numbers 1 through 35. So I've only seen a few charts that have some of the new DMC colors in them. And sometimes they're only listed as alternate colors. So if you have the new colors and been waiting for something to stitch them on, Hope Blooms would be a great one. And then by Betty Core, Make a Wish Tonight and It Will Come True. And I just love, I say this every time, but I love the details on these charts. It's got the little two cats, but their tails are entwined with a heart. So it's just lots and lots of different little details. That just make those so unique. I Will Always Be a Wildflower by Samsara. Love that design. A Wise Cow by Bobby G. If you can dream it, you can do it. And then in the Farms collection by Betty Quarry is Lavender Farms. Isn't this just so beautiful? I just love the purples. So now in this series, there's Pumpkins Farm, Sunflowers Farm, which I'm stitching, Strawberries Farm, Christmas Farm. I can't, there might be more. I can't remember, but I love every one of them. By Homespun Elegance, we have I Love Snow. Also by Homespun Elegance is Mary Noel Sampler Santa Cinnamon Stick number 26. Sandra Sullivan has been designing some amazing designs for so long. I have quite a few. If you like any of the Homespun Elegance, I have a lot of the older Homespun Elegance charts in my inventory. Just do a search by designer. Brand new by Stony Creek, Live, Love, Boo. Also brand new by Stony Creek, 'Tis Near Halloween. And it says, when witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, it's near Halloween. 'Tis near Halloween. Also by Heritage Crafts, it's called Christmas Owls, Birds of a Feather. Aren't those guys just so cute? I love, sometimes you just got to get away from the sampler colors and go with the bright colors. And I think this is full stitch, but if you picked a dark fabric, you wouldn't have to stitch that background. And also by, let's see, I thought this was, also by Heritage Crafts, A Cat Can Purr Its Way Out of Anything. Pretty much true with my cats, which my kitties didn't join me today. This is the Stony Creek Cross Stitch Collection Spring 2017 magazine. And let's see if I can just pick a couple. It's got America, Shine for graduation, When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. So that's just a few of them, and there's over 25 designs in the magazine. Creepy Cuties, another one by Stony Creek, brand new. Backwoods Santa by Stony Creek. Count Your Blessings by Stony Creek. These are nice, a little bit simpler. And then Liberty, Keep the Light On. This is called One If by C. And it's also got the ABC, or the, I guess it doesn't say ABC, it says SAM. Little sailboats down below. And Shepherd's Bush, Pumpkin Harvest. And I really like this one too. Pumpkin Harvest by Shepherd's Bush. And A Gathering of Snowmen, also by Homespun Elegance. And that's it for this week. So those are some of the new and a little bit older designs. I hope you like those. I think that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. And I will post now the slideshow of the Bewitching Pixies, and you can take a look at those. And if you're at all interested in joining our stitch along, please do so. We'd really like to have you. Happy stitching.